When the Soviets first landed on the moon, they brought back a terrifying parasitic alien from outer space. After completing their mission, as the spacecraft was returning to Earth and separating from the space station, it was suddenly struck by a violent impact. It felt as if something had attached itself to the outside of the craft. Moments later, the spacecraft's dashboard began sounding alarms, and the astronauts turned in fear to see a blurry shadow crawling outside the window. It's important to note that outer space is an environment of extreme cold, with temperatures hundreds of degrees below freezing, no oxygen, and intense radiation. What kind of creature could survive such conditions? Filled with confusion and fear, the spacecraft lost control and crashed in the vast wilderness. Of the 3 astronauts, only one returned alive. But this survival was not redemption. It was a never-ending nightmare, for he was no longer human. He had become a walking host, occupied by an alien life form. The surviving astronaut, John, was imprisoned by the military in a secret base. They claimed to the outside world that the incident had caused amnesia. Although John's brain showed no damage, he had no memory of the events during the return trip. However, late at night, in the isolation chamber, he would suddenly convulse and vomit black blood. A slimy, tubular creature would slowly crawl out from his throat. It was nocturnal, feeding on the fear hormones secreted by humans, and within just 2 days, it could heal all of John's fatal injuries, giving him abilities far beyond those of normal humans. To uncover the truth and help John recover his lost memories, Dr. Anna, a physician whose license had almost been revoked, was forcibly recruited by the military with the promise of immunity from punishment. She initially thought it would be a routine case of memory loss, but one night, after reviewing the surveillance footage, she witnessed a terrifying scene that shattered her understanding. The creature was slick and viscous. The moment it came into contact with air, it began to transform. Its thin body grew a head and limbs, and its skin wriggled as it emitted a disgusting, fishy smell. Out of curiosity, Anna approached the glass door to get a better look. But as soon as she saw its face, she felt a chill run down her spine. This was definitely not an earthly creature. It had 8 eyes on its head, and though it appeared somewhat innocent, the next moment, it suddenly attacked. The sheer force of its assault caused the glass to tremble. Even through the thick isolation barrier, Anna could feel its immense strength. The pressure emanating from the alien made her legs weaken, and she found it hard to stand. Her body shook uncontrollably. The colonel quickly reassured her and finally revealed the truth that had been deliberately concealed. It turned out that, not long ago, 3 astronauts had returned from space, unknowingly bringing this alien parasite back with them. During the return journey, the creature attacked, killing 2 astronauts on the spot. John, however, was parasitized by the alien. The creature had turned John's body into a spacesuit and its host. Every day at 2 a.m., the alien would emerge from John's body to move around. But as it entered and exited the host's body, it did not harm John's life. The colonel implored Anna to find a way to separate the alien from John, which would not only save him but also reveal the mystery of this extraterrestrial life form. After hearing the truth, Anna turned to leave. While she was duty-bound to heal, she wasn't willing to risk her life studying such a dangerous creature. However, the colonel already knew her background. Anna was an impulsive and reckless person, someone who had once performed suffocation therapy on a patient without notifying their family, even though it sparked controversy. She had steadfastly insisted that she had done nothing wrong. The colonel knew that only Anna had the guts to confront this alien head-on, so he personally invited her to the base. "John is a national hero," the colonel said, his voice heavy with emotion. "We must save him. And we need an expert like you, someone willing to take risks, to help us." Looking into the colonel's earnest eyes and thinking of John's innocent face, Anna finally decided to stay and try. Through analyzing the footage and relevant materials, Anna discovered that the alien and John had formed a unique symbiotic relationship. If anyone tried to separate them while the alien emerged, John's vital signs would rapidly deteriorate and he would be on the brink of death. At the same time, the alien had granted John incredible regenerative abilities. No matter how severe the injury, John could recover within a short time. The alien spent the day curled up in John's stomach, in a dormant state, measuring only 20 centimeters in length. At night, it would secrete a paralytic toxin that caused John's muscles to relax and put him into a deep sleep. After a few hours, it would crawl back into John's body. When John woke up, he had no memory of the alien's presence and felt no discomfort, as if the period of unconsciousness had simply been a normal sleep. The alien's activity time was quite fixed, usually between 2:30 and 3:10 a.m. To gather more data, Anna used various aggressive methods to probe John before this time, but all her efforts were in vain. John's memory seemed to be completely blocked, and no matter what, it couldn't be triggered. At another 2:30 a.m., as usual, the alien crawled out of John's stomach. This time, Anna made a shocking decision that stunned everyone. She chose to approach the alien and explore its behavior. She gently lay down in front of the alien, separated by glass. To her surprise, the once terrifying creature slowly mimicked her movements and lay down as well. Its eyes, previously filled with hostility, now displayed curiosity, and it seemed to develop an odd liking for the human woman before it. Just as Anna was preparing to observe further, she got up and accidentally bumped into a toy behind her. The small object instantly piqued the alien's intense interest. Anna's mind raced. This alien might possess some intelligence. It wasn't just driven by ferocious instincts. To gather more useful information, Anna decided to enter the isolation chamber for a closer study. She donned protective gear, slowly opened the isolation door, and carefully entered with the toy in hand. She placed the toy on the floor, and as expected, the alien was drawn to it, showing no signs of aggression. It slithered its body around the toy, wrapping it up like a child playing with a new possession. Seizing the opportunity while the alien seemed relaxed, Anna gathered her courage and slowly reached out to touch its head. But an unexpected event occurred. She stepped on the sticky residue the alien had left behind on the floor. The sudden noise made the alien alert at once, mistaking the movement for a threat. It lunged forward in a flash, sinking its teeth into Anna. Seeing this, the colonel immediately activated the defense measures. Blinding lights flashed, scaring the alien back. The guards rushed in and quickly pulled Anna out, while the colonel swiftly closed the isolation door. After the incident, the colonel stood in front of the isolation chamber, looking at the alien. His gaze was no longer filled with fear but with a tinge of greed. If they could crack the secrets behind the alien's regenerative abilities and its powerful offensive capabilities, and apply them to soldiers, they could create an invincible biochemical army. This would give them unparalleled deterrence, something of immense value in a time of war.